Welcome back to the Happy Hour Hangout Hump Day edition. It's a little late of a Hump Day edition, hang on, of the Director's Garage. I'm your host and resident idiot, Michael. Here we are. And welcome back, everybody. It's been a week. I'm on 3.5 hours sleep, driving the plane, halfway to hangover. No, it's been a rough couple of days, but you know, there we go. I haven't even begun shooting the next episode yet. That's how far behind I am. It's just, first of all, I'll explain how stupid your director is. By the way, I'm your host and resident idiot, Michael, if I haven't said that enough yet. I started the week, we decided, you know, we haven't seen our friends in a while. So why don't we have some people over for Memorial Day? So on Friday, we started asking our friends, you know, anybody want to come over? We'll do some things. We'll, you know, do a little cookout, something. Just a little something, which would be great. Except Friday and Saturday we worked, and Sunday we worked on the house. I did like some spot repainting. I hung all new security cameras on the house, which is me up on a ladder for about 8 hours a day. You know, with the drill hanging out, you know, pulling down the old thing, fighting the Black Widows while I'm doing this. It's real. It was, you know, like I was physically beat. And then we had, like, you know, whatever, 12 people come over. I had to cook all day on Monday. So it was not well planned. We actually woke up Monday morning, Mrs. Director and myself. Oh, let's get a little light on. Mrs. Director and myself, we got up on Monday morning and looked at each other and went, we're just stupid. We're stupid people. So let's cheers to that, everybody. I got a little big gulp action. This was a slushie about an hour ago. I just let it got kind of melted. It happens, folks. It happens. So but it's Coca-Cola. So, you know, Coca-Cola, I'm still in line, Coca-Cola, if you care to sponsor the show. What's going on, guys? We're on kind of the backside of the Hump Day hangout, because you know the short week. So it's like the Hump Day would have been Wednesday if it was a 5 day. So Thursday we're on the backside. Yesterday I had 3 shoots, and I was shooting until about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, and then when I get home from shooting, I have to file shoot reports. So I'm up all night typing. So I was up till 3 in the morning doing shoot reports on the 3 shoots from the day. So then I went to bed for 3 hours, got up, and I wrote a full story that's in tonight's show, which you would see if you watched Entertainment Tonight. But I did a story on Adam Sandler. It's going to be about 3/4 of the way through the show. Entertainment Tonight. That's mine. I wrote that. And then the next story is Channing Tatum, and I shot that last night. That's what I shot last night. I should have some pictures ready, because I could show you guys stuff. You know, hey, here's Channing Tatum at a book signing in Los Angeles. There you go. So that's what I was doing. That's why I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Why I'm a little maybe punchy today and driving the car a little crooked. But all in all, pretty good day. Mrs. Director just walked in, and so says she waves hello. And so what are we going to talk about today? Well, one of the things, if you looked at the title today, any questions on the Reel to Reel episode, which did really well. You guys did watch that episode with good numbers, thankfully, so it was kind of worth it. The sound is still good though, and then so any questions on that episode, anything you want to go into on that, we can talk about today. Also, I was on Facebook yesterday, and there was a discussion going on one of the Headphone groups. You know, I belong to some of the groups and stuff, and you do Headfi and stuff. But on one of the headphone groups, there was a discussion over in-ears versus over-the-ears versus open-backs versus speakers. And I have never seen the language get so brutal in a discussion over headphones. It was amazing. Like, it was amazing. People were throwing down. They were throwing down over which is better. You're just wrong, man. You don't know. The speakers are the way to. It's the only way to go. If you want the real sound, you got to have speakers. Dude, you get way closer to the sound if you have in-ears. You can mount. Yeah, but you'll get better detail out of an open back. There's no question. And the sound stage, I mean, it was nuts. It was absolutely bonkers. And it wasn't, because that was like where it started, and then from there it devolved into personal insults and swearing and calling each other's names, and it got so brutal. I was gonna like walk through it today, but whoever the moderator of that forum was so offended he pulled down the posts. That's how bad it was. So it was really something. So that and I'm just like, I wanted to talk about that maybe a little bit. Like, what are the hills worth dying on for audio? Because I don't know that I have one. Like, is it cables? Is it it was just nuts. I've never seen so much crazy passion over something so something so inconsequential is the word I was looking for. So that was crazy. That was like one of the craziest things I've seen in a long time. Cheers, everybody. What's everybody doing today? Where are you at? What are you up to? How was your week? If you're in the States, what'd you do Memorial Day? If you're not in the States, what'd you do Monday? What's going on with you guys? Give me a little update, and if you got any questions, we'll answer some questions. I barbecued on Monday. I did brats, and I did hot dogs and burgers. Those were the three things that I was grilling. I grilled a lot of stuff on Monday. But they were beer brats, which is the way to do them. Got to do the beer. Got to boil them in beer, put them on the grill. That's how you do them. And then the dogs and then just turkey burgers that were seasoned and stuff. So that's what we did. Oh, Ryan Dietz saw the new Top Gun. I saw it this weekend too. I haven't had a chance to even talk about that. The sound was fantastic in it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really good. Not my favorite movie of all time. I thought it's an open forum. I mean, and it's not like the movie's gonna be hurt by anything I say. So I thought John Hamm was not very good, and I thought that Jennifer Connelly was not the best love interest. She's not attractive or whatever, but it was like it felt like they just patched through that little love story in there to give it a Kelly McGillis little spin or something, but it was not developed. Those were my two complaints. I thought that the combat sequences were amazing. I thought the flying was amazing. That whole thing at the end was killer. The Val Kilmer twist, which I won't tell you about, unbelievable. Just really emotional, very good, but parts of it were just Michael Klein. Okay, Michael Klein is one of the best colorists around. I've known him for 100 years. Michael Klein in the chat today, and he an editor out here for a long time. We both were editors together for a while, and then I started directing and doing other things. And Michael has done editing and coloring and any kind of finishing you want to do with video, and phenomenal. And cheers to you, Michael. What are you drinking, Michael? Michael's usually got really good wine. Usually really good wine. It is hump day. We're supposed to be drinking something. I'm not on the booze, because if I start drinking right now, I will be asleep in 10 minutes. I swear to God, I'm so tired. So, yeah, really good, really good. And so those were my thoughts. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Top Gun. If you have any other thoughts, let's chat it out here. Let's chat it out. All in all, though, really good film. Really entertaining film. I made the mistake, though. Here's another director's mistake. We went to go see it at Universal, which has it's like Universal Studios, you know, where they have all the rides and crap. Well, they also have theaters there, and one of the theaters has reclining seats, like they're big Barca loungers, and there's a lot of room. So our thinking was, you know, COVID, all of that, we don't want a big crowd. So we'll go to the theater with the big reclining seats, and then we'll watch the movie there, and we'll have space, and there's like room in the aisles to walk. Like if you get up and got to go to the bathroom, you don't have to wait for, you know, have a bunch of people stand up or move their knees or whatever to get out of the row. So it was all well thought out by your director, and I bought the tickets, and we got there, and we're walking in, and it's an IMAX theater, and everybody is on top of each other, and it was like the biggest letdown. And I like my face got red, and I felt like I was shrinking, and it was exactly what I didn't want, was 300 people in a theater sitting all on top of each other to watch this movie. But fortunately, 2 COVID tests later, I still don't have COVID, so we made it through. But it was not what I wanted to do and how I wanted to see the movie. I wanted the big lounge chairs and you know, put your feet up, and you got space around you, and it did not work out that way, unfortunately. Adnan, we were just talking about Top Gun. I talked about a brutal back and forth on Facebook in one of the Headphone groups yesterday, where people were, I mean, I've never seen insults like this ever in one of these groups. Like, you would have thought they were discussing, I don't know, it was like gun control or abortion or, you know, one of these like hot button topics, and it was like talking about headphones, in-ear, over-ear, you know, the whole thing. And versus speakers, and people were just tearing each other apart, like brutal insults about everything about each other. It was unbelievable. I've never seen this. So yeah, yesterday I was shooting all day. I had 3 shoots yesterday. I went to like 9 o'clock at night, and then I had to do shoot reports, and that wound up finishing at 3:30 in the morning, and I have a 6 o'clock call, 6:30 call. So it was been a rough couple of days. So there you go. ML Jenkins, welcome everybody, welcome. And Ryan Dietz was here from the very start, and it was no Citizen Kane. Yeah, this is about, we're talking Top Gun. There's no Citizen Kane, but a fun nostalgia movie. And I agree, the effects and fight scenes were really good. It had a really satisfying ending, and it was a lot of fun. So we saw it on Saturday night. It was fun to see it opening weekend. You know, it's still new, and there was not a lot out there about it, other than the cast and everything. It was quite good. So yeah, go see it if you want. I mean, it's worth seeing. It's just, you know, Michael P. Facebook toxic. Well, it was more like Twitter. It was Twitter toxic. Like, you know, Facebook can be, you know, aggressive or whatever, but Twitter is the place where people usually throw down, and like, it's because most people have fake handles, and you don't know who you're talking to really, and you know, it's just like people were just being brutal. And these were like all people, first and last name people, like really going at it. In fact, it was so bad that the moderator not only took down that post and all the chats with it, but he also put up like this: we have to respect each other, you know, like one of those like memes. You know, we have to respect each other and get along. But I'm like, it's audio, guys. What are you doing getting so crazy about that, of all things? It was like, it just like struck a nerve with somebody, and then he like went right after this other guy, and then that 3 other guys chimed in. It was amazing. It's like, I've never seen a throwdown like that over audio. It was crazy. Okay, so, it's ML Jenkins, did you see this chat I'm talking about? From yesterday, it was on Facebook. I was crazy. I was just, my jaw was dropping with every successive edition, and I couldn't turn it away. It was like so like brutal. And I'm like, I don't know where this thing ends, but it was like, you know, it was unreal. And so that's where we go. So cheers, everybody. We are halfway through, almost through the week. We got one more day to go, really. And that's what this is about. And for those of you who haven't been here before, this is just a hangout. We'll talk everything from barbecue to audio to movies that you saw and beer that you like. And we spent an hour 2 weeks ago talking about nothing but where to go for good barbecue and what the best barbecue techniques are and things that, like, I mean, like, we literally just, like, this is a place to blow off steam and have a good time and sit back. We don't talk politics. We will talk some headphones because, you know, we like to. But it's just, we're just here to have a good time. We're just here to hang out and have a good time for about an hour and chat with each other. So and we're all like fanatics. Most of us go to the Headphone show on Saturday and hang out with Andrew's bunch. They're a bit more technical than this bunch, but it's all, you know, we all like really good sound and really good music and all of that. We talk about that. What are you guys listening to this week? Anybody have a favorite band that you're going after right now? ML Jenkins had a pork shoulder. He smoked 9 hours on Memorial Day weekend. Whoa, dude, that's righteous. You make a 9-hour commitment to your meal. Like, cheers to you, dude. Cheers to you. Cheers to everybody. Cheers to ML Jenkins. Really good stuff. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. It's like, it's kind of a throw down Thursday. I don't have anything specific planned. I don't have anything to really unbox today. I've got a new episode planned. I've got the next 3 or 4 episodes lined up right now. Like, I know what's coming. I've got a lot of unboxings to do. I've got a backlog because just getting that whole tape episode, reel-to-reel episode out, wound up just taking forever. And during that time, a bunch of stuff came in from Audio 46, and I had a couple of little things that I had purchased that I thought were really cool. They came in, things that I wanted, and then somebody else sent me one of his mods, and I'm like, and said, hey, you know, open this. I'm like, great. So we're gonna check that out. Those are all coming up. I've got an Audio 46 coming next. That's going to be probably, I don't see it getting done by the end of the week. It's probably going to be next week. We're just too jammed in this week. But that's it. So I've got a lot of stuff lined up. I just have to get the time to do it. And in the meantime, we stop by and we do these little hangouts. And I enjoy, you guys have so much good stuff to say, and we just chat around it. So that's that. Let me go to some of the chats. What's going on? ML Jenkins. Oh, you just walked away from the chat. Yeah. The new Meze dynamic. Yeah, I saw that. I saw Andrew was talking about that on Saturday. Meze released a new dynamic. It's the, oh boy, I'm gonna screw it up. I'm gonna check it out real quick so I don't mess up the name. There's the new dynamic in-ear that they have, and the lyric is not, that's a planar. What's the new one? They may not even be on their website yet. It's not. 109? Is it the 109? Is that what I saw? Yeah, got really favorable reviews. It's a typical Meze impressions that they were putting out there, saying that it's not the most technical headphone in the world, but it's tuned really well. That's very typical for Meze, and it's probably overpriced. Welcome to Meze. It's really good stuff, though. It's really good stuff. I've grown fond of a lot of Meze stuff. It just kills me the prices they're at. I think that they're overreaching but you know, I don't know what it costs for them to make a headphone. So, and they're in Romania, so like I guess it's going to cost a little bit. So yeah, I haven't checked it out. I haven't heard it. I assume that's probably one that I would expect from Audio 46 at some point. They'll probably send that over here and get them on because they want to make some sales. That's usually what they do. Piggybacking on, this is from Adnan, piggybacking on last week's tube discussion, he ordered a Woo amp. What Woo amp did you purchase, Adnan? But man, those Takatsukis and Western Electric Bs, 300Bs, are insanely expensive. Yeah, they are. They're very expensive. I'll let you guys know, I thought that the Western Electric 300Bs are the way to go because of the warranty. And you can... They're giving you a 5-year warranty on those tubes, and they're probably, after shipping and all that, they're probably cheaper than the Takatsukis. And I think that they sound a little bit better, just a little. They're about the same. I probably couldn't pass a blind taste test. So yeah, the 300Bs, they're great. But what was the amp you purchased, Adnan? Tell me. I want to know. I love Woo audio amps, by the way. I think they're fantastic. They're great. Ryan Dietz says he only heard about, this is the new Meze he's talking about, he only heard about it secondhand, but it seems promising. Yeah, I like hearing great headphones, and Meze usually has great headphones. I always wince when I start seeing prices. Yeah, dude, let's all cheers to Adnan's new amp, because, you know, it's not often we get the bones together to do a new amp. He's still got to tell us what the amp is, though. What amp did you buy? Is it the WA5? Did you do the WA33? Did you jump all the way to the 33? Come on. Gotta know. Probably overpriced, honestly, for a company coming out of nowhere. I understand the need for capital. Yeah, and their R&D, they're doing some pretty interesting stuff over there. And there's no question. Do I even have their? Yes, I do. Look, here's the Elite. Here's the Elite. I'm going to take the cable off because. But you know, these things are engineered to the nines. I mean, there are very few headphones that feel and look like these and give you the experience these do. They're just a little technically short of some of the other things like the Abyss or the Susvara. So, but they're really good. They're really good. And I've grown in appreciation for these. They're so well tuned that I almost forgive some of the little bit of the technical flaws in them. It's like it glosses over because the tuning is so good. They don't shout at you, and they've got great bass, phenomenal bass. Among the best bass in the business right here, you know, right up there with Abyss or any of the other things. They're just a little bit less detailed than Abyss, and that's it. But comfort-wise, they blow every headphone on the market away, comfort-wise. And you notice I switched pads. I'm now on the... I normally go with I like the lambskin, but the lambskin on the Elite is smaller. It's thinner, and this is the other thing. Look at this, magnetic. Want to change pads? There you go. Just pull it off. Brilliant. Nobody else doing that. But the lambskin is half the width, and you lose a lot of the squishiness that gives it the comfort. So I switched to the velour, and I've been doing that. But they do soften a soft headphone already a little bit in the tonality. That's good. It's good stuff. Adnan's still waiting for the model number on your amp. You've got to tell us. We're all hanging on our screens right now. Tell us, dude. What'd you buy? What was it? Don't leave us hanging, dude. They uploaded an interview with Antonio Meze. Expected him to be much older. I haven't seen it. I saw that it was there. I saw the thumbnail. I have not watched it yet, though. It's been busy. I mean, today was very typical. I was working right up to the point at which I turned on the cameras. So, yeah. Not a lot of time to sit and watch YouTube lately. I'd rather watch the inside of my eyelids. Ryan Dietz says, biodynamic coated beryllium coated pen surround. I'm guessing that's what you're saying, Ryan, is it's biodynamic with beryllium coated pen, PEN. What's PEN? What am I missing? Open surround? I don't know. Oh, I've got another new headphone that I just got a shipment notice on today too, and it's a good one. It's one you guys actually have been asking about, so that's going to come up. Maybe I'll shuffle the lineup and move that up because it is a big episode. It's something you guys want to hear. I've been asking me about, but I got to get this user headphone done, the one that the user sent me, and I also have to open. Audio 46 been backing up my runway here, so I got to get that stuff open. But yeah, definitely something that I want. Polyethylene naphthalate. Okay, sounds like plastic. So it's a beryllium coated plastic surround. Oh, I see what you're saying. Biodynamic driver with some kind of plastic coated surround, the housing. Yeah. And I'm sure, if we know anything about Meze, they're going to be one of the most comfortable headphones you ever put on your head, because they don't do this to you. Like these. Dig the sound. Oh, got some nice piano music going too. Oh, this is like... Let's get out the scotch. Yeah, baby, swing. That's great. I love that sound. Damn, got some good music going. Yeah, so, but yeah, they don't do that. They're comfortable, reasonably weighted, smart company when it comes to ergonomics. So, Michael, do you have any knowledge about how prog rock or just instrumental rock came about? I don't like have specific. I mean, everything evolves from everything else. Prog rock came out of what was psychedelic music. From the, when you think about early prog rock, I'm not talking about like the popular prog rock. Popular prog rock would be Pink Floyd and Supertramp and like the stuff that was really popular. They had hits come out of it. The original prog rock was more stuff that was a little more on the avant-garde side. They say Yes, like early Yes, which was really like once you got past like the stuff that hit the airwaves, there's some really spacey kind of cool stuff there. And that's Yes is like the core, is to me like one of the core backbones of prog rock. They were the ones who were really pushing it out there. ELP was another one. They were the ones who were doing it. So, but all that came out of psychedelic, really. Instrumental music, instrumental rock has been around since the beginning, since the very beginning, because beach music, Duane Eddy, and all of that stuff. I mean, there were a ton of instrumental hits through the '60s and even the '70s. Just there were disco hits that were just music, like Love's Theme and things like that. So the instrumental itself, wordless music, has been around forever. And the earliest jazz was all, we didn't even have the ability to record voices. So we're in the early stuff. So I don't know. It was all music. It was just instrumental, and instrumental music's been around a long time. The evolution to put it to rock probably came really from like that psychedelic sound and jazz, which was going into fusion as we hit the '70s. That was when Miles started really experimenting, and it pushed all the other jazz musicians into that realm too. Where it got really interesting. And I think that there was kind of like that fusiony area, and out of that came prog. That's my knowledge of prog rock. But I mean, great and I love prog. You guys know I love prog. And then you had Genesis too. The early years of Genesis were total prog rock. When Peter Gabriel was still with the band, like up to say Lamb Lies, even through Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, and then Peter Gabriel left and went off and did a solo career, and Genesis, they really mutated into more of a pop band. And by the '80s, they were a commercial band. So they just changed. So Ryan, that's my prog rock update. Really need like a news desk. We go to one of these things. A little ticker. Prog rock update from your director. Ryan Dietz, sort of like the Verite driver. We're back to the polyethylene naphthalate. I'm not going to say that right ever. Thanks, Ryan. He couldn't spell it out. Yeah, don't ask me. There will not be a test on this later, kids. Here's Adnan here's the answer. Ready, kids? Adnan says he's a graduate student, not on the WA33 level. He ordered the WA22. Really good amp. Really good amp. Dude, don't sell... You don't need you don't need that. Like, a really good... Here's the thing about the WA22, and this is why the WA22 is better than a lot of other amps in its price class. It's a push-pull amp, and if you're using particularly a dynamic driver, you get current pushing and pulling the cone to and away and toward the magnet. And it's a push-pull amp. That's why you do it. It's a great amp. Fantastic. Yeah, WA22, great amp. Benchmark speaker amp, maybe. Yeah, he's one of those guys. Preamp it to the benchmark speaker amp. Hey, why not? Whatever works. Gotta have fun, man. That's awesome. Let's take a look. Hey, let's call it up real quick. Because I can. Let's see if it even works. Does it work? Yeah, there's Woo. Okay. Let me go to there. Go over here. And there we go. Here we go. Let's take a look at it. The WA22. Sources. No, amplifiers. There's the WA2. WA22. Balanced headphone. Look at that shit. Look at that. Dude. Dude. You got an amp. That thing's beautiful. That thing is beautiful. That's the thing, man. Woo knows what the heck they're doing. 3-year warranty. $26.99. Woo! Did you get black or silver? Tell us. Yeah, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Jeez. Yeah, I think you're doing okay, Anna. Whoa. Hey. My microphone just fell off the thing. That's bad. Oh, the director's in a live situation and the microphone just came loose. Let me... we'll let you see it. So, love that, but check out what just happened. And this happens from time to time with this mic. There's a little nut up here. We're going to fix it live on the air, because that's what we do, live action. Whoa. How was what? We're live still. Sorry. I see that the box came. I moved it up to the landing. I need to get the
I tried to get it up the stairs.
No, that's why I left it there, because I need your help.
Yeah, it's down in the middle where I left it.
Okay. We got a box.
We have a box of a pink sofa.
We got a pink sofa in today, guys. So see what happens here?
Garage is letting me have a pink velvet
And that's called, guys, that's called Happy Wife, Happy Life. I'm just saying. So see this up here, guys? This is how the shock mount works on this gorgeous, gorgeous RCA 77. There's a couple of absorption rings here and then a housing. And what happens is and I need to put like a lock screw or a lock washer at the top of this. But this little nut up here that holds it all together will loosen itself as I swing the mic around from time to time. And it only happens like once every 3 to 6 months. It's not frequent. So I have to take it apart, tighten it, put the shock mount back in, and then tighten the thing. I wonder what this sounds like at home. The replay of this is gonna be hysterical. Let's do a project live on the air because we had no choice. I don't have a backup mic sitting here standing by because I'm not a professional. All right, here we go. Let's just get this thing going. There we go. Nice. Okay. All right. We got our mic back. Yeah, I just was literally, I was as I was oogling Adnan's new amp, the mic dropped in my lap. Like, oh. So quick hands, caught it. Everything's good. Nothing to see here, kids. Yeah, so look at that. Did you see that amp? That was just a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty, man. You got yourself a good new toy there. I'm quite jealous. That's a good one. That's a good one. So Adnan's the man of the hour. He's got himself a brand new amp coming. That's the best, man. That's great. You're gonna have a good time. Cheers, everybody. Happy Hump Day Hangout at the Director's Garage. Hit the like and subscribe if you would, guys, just to say we're enjoying our time today together. And if you don't, you can hit the other thing. It's cool. I'm not offended. And you can subscribe to the channel, which we are... Oh, I took the thing up. I had to charge some batteries, so I had to take my little counter off for the day. We are about, I think it's 20 short of 4,000. We're at, I think we're just short of 4,000 subscribers. Channel's growing, a little slow, because I'm not great with the uploads lately, but it's growing, and I'm really happy with it, and I love the episodes. The episodes have been fantastic. I've been having a good time with those. And yeah, we're so we've got, and those of you who are new around here, we have deals with some vendors. You can go, there's an affiliate link below, and you can click on that and go to Audio 46. If you are at checkout, you can enter the coupon code Director's Garage. You get 5% off most of the items they carry. There's a couple of brands like Campfire Audio that they can't discount because the vendor won't work with them. The rest of it, though, there's most of the stuff you'll get 5% off, courtesy of our show and the wonderful folks at Audio 46. And then we also have an affiliate link, which won't get you any money off, but it does help support the channel if you click on the Linsole. And that's most of like the great stuff coming out of Asia, mostly in-ears, fantastic products, and that supports the channel too. So you can do that. And then there's Amazon links. You can support us through Amazon. So that's what I do. I don't do memberships here. I don't have any, you know, we have monetization, but if you know our show, we don't have a lot of viewers, so we're not that's how you support the channel. If you want to say thank you, that's what you do. And you get, and I like it because you get a product for supporting the channel. You know, you buy a headphone or something from Audio 46, you get a product while you're supporting the channel, and I like that idea that you're actually getting something for your money in addition to helping us out here and what we do. So that's my pitch. I do that once an episode, and now we'll go back commercial free for the rest of the way. Like, there's commercials. It's a live stream. What are you doing? Okay. So, okay, where are you going? All right. Wife will be back. Mrs. Director. So there you go. Mike over there is super helpful. He's known him from before. Yep. That's Adnan. And he's talking about Audio. Yeah, they're fantastic over there. Great guys. More excited now on the tracking. Yes. Yeah. I'd see. We just got it. Adnan's now like salivating over there. JTB's Rangers have made it to the semis. I haven't been watching hockey that close, but I did watch and saw your Rangers made it to the semis, dude. Cheers. You're having a really good spring. You're having a good spring, JTB. Fantastic. Oh, we're talking. Adnan dropped in on the prog rock thing, saying Genesis, Marillion. Yeah, the Genesis definitely. The Who, less so maybe, because they're more like hard, like rock and roll. You know, I don't. They didn't have much that got off into that prog area. They did do, you know, some operas and stuff. That was kind of their thing for a while with Quadrophenia, and some other things. But I didn't think they drifted. They stayed pretty mainstream. They're great, and one of my favorite bands, by the way, Pete Townsend. What an unbelievable. The cool thing, and I've seen him several times live with the Who, is at least on the tours. Pardon me. On the tours that I saw, Townsend carries the band. There's, you know, they have a keyboardist, but he plays rhythm and lead, and he's driving that show, and it's a thing to watch because very few people can like hold the rhythm that well. Jimmy Page is another one, but I haven't seen enough Jimmy Page live because, you know, he didn't tour or whatever. But yeah, that was he's amazing, and Pete Townsend just killer. So I'm a huge Who fan. I have a ton of Who albums. Probably got their whole collection. I actually haven't looked through there in a while. Probably should do some vinyl on Who, you know? Fantastic. Rush. That's a band that started off prog, like their early stuff. Oh no, they were always prog actually. They were prog with some commercial stuff, but yeah, you look at their stuff. That's very prog rock. With 2112 and especially like when you get into their like Signs and all that stuff, all those amazing records that just told a full story. Love all that stuff. Yeah, fantastic. Rush. And Geddy Lee, what a, you know, guy can sing, guy plays amazing bass, he can do anything. And then the best drummer probably in the history of, at least in my era of rock. A lot of people say that Ginger Baker's the best drummer of all time. I wouldn't, I haven't seen enough, but Neil Peart to me is the best drummer I've ever heard. And certainly the best drummer I've ever seen live. So he's unbelievable. Best drummer ever. Certainly in the top 2 or 3, you know. Bonham, Moon, amazing drummers. We've been lucky, and they've been unlucky because not many of them are around anymore. The good ones, the great ones. JTB, don't do I don't even want to say the word. Don't do anything like that, please. The best part about this channel is that it's true. It's true. I've never pulled any shenanigans. I've never done anything that was like even remotely. YouTube had one question about something I did once, and because they got a complaint, and I was able to show that this channel didn't do what they said it was going to do. They said I was using too much of other people's footage, which this show uses a minuscule amount of stock footage compared to some other channels. Some other channels really abuse that, like put piece and stuff together using. I cover with B-roll, but when I'm talking about a band, but I always credit the band. I always throw a link to their music where you can buy it, where you can hear it, their band page where you can get their merch, all of that. I always make sure that I support it And everything I've done on the channel has been by the book, and I've held some contests on the channel, where I giveaways, I should say, but even those have been by the book. I didn't, you didn't need to subscribe, you didn't need to do anything other than tell me you would want the product that I was giving away. And that was just because I didn't want to waste time doing a big, waiting for a date for a drawing. Anyway, my point is that I run this channel by the book, and I don't want anything not actual happening to the channel. Like, I don't want any of the bots and crowd. Like, I'm not interested. Let this thing grow. Even if it's a slow burn, it can be a slow burn. I'm fine with it. If we're 6 months later and we're still not to 4,000, I'm okay with that. It's going to be what it be. But I'm not going to force anything. So that's my little thing on that. I'm a straight shooter as far as that goes. I'm a straight shooter, period. I just don't mess around with things. It's not worth it. Hi-Fi Boog says, yeah, my next big buy will be using the code. That's the way to go, buddy. Cheers to Hi-Fi Boog. And we drank to the Rangers, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Michael, I do EQ my Ether CX to make them a little bit bassy, but what I get is just boomy bass, not punchy bass. I have the drop Ether CX, and I don't like them. They're for sale. I've been trying to get rid of them. Nobody wants to buy them, and I got them at a good price. They're like $650. Sometimes you'll see them for $700 new on drop, but like these things are used once. I mean, they're really end. I'll autograph it for you. It's you got to pay us for that. No, yeah, I'm like trying to sell them. Nobody wants them, and I can't say I totally blame them. I'm not impressed by the drop anyway. The Mr. Speaker's Ether CX I was impressed with, and I heard those at the show at Headphone in SoCal, and I really liked them. So I thought that the drop, and they got good reviews from guys like Zeos, loved the drop version, and I got them, and I'm like, they're bright. I don't like them. So yeah. So I understand, Abdullah. I get that you wanted to tune them. I can't help you there. I didn't. If you're talking about the drop version of the Ether CX, not for me. If you're talking about the full $1,800 version from Mr. Speakers, I thought those sounded really good. I thought those sounded better, and I don't know, after I got past those Fostex that I rave about, I haven't had a lot of luck with drop products. I'm not huge on their tunings. I don't know what it is. They seem to push bright on nearly everything they do, and I don't get it. So I like that drop makes things so accessible, and I like that they've got deals on things. That's fantastic. I also think that that when they do a drop tuned version of something, I find that the manufacturer tuning I generally prefer. That's my opinion, and I respect if you disagree. It's cool. We all have different ears. Every morning at about 4 a.m. he turns PNT. I don't know what that means. Hi-Fi Boog, I don't know what you're talking about. Turn on the tube amp and the LCD too. Well, that's good. We like that. Absolutely Rush. We got a lot of Rush fans in the audience here. Yeah, greatest drummer of all time. In my opinion, look, there's arguments to be made for everything. In my opinion, Pert was the best. I love Bonham. I love the way Bonham played. Keith Moon was one of the best disastrous drummers I've ever heard. Like a guy who invented his own time signatures and somehow made it all work. Like he would put fills where fills shouldn't go, and somehow it all came out sounding great, even though it was sloppy and and he had power too. So Moon has got to be on the, in the discussion. And then most people say Ginger Baker. It's like from Cream. He's routinely cited as, by my peers, people who are 15 years older than me, 20 years older than me, they all swear that Ginger Baker's the greatest drummer. And I love Cream. I just think that what Perk did was special, was different, and it was amazing. I'm just that, I just tell them, just pull some of their instrumental stuff and listen to that guy go. I mean, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable drummer. The YouTube police are knocking on his doors right now. Yes, please. I did a YouTube police bit once. Don't make me do it again. And I don't know if I could do it live. It'd be kind of hard. I probably could pull it off. We'll try it. Okay. ML Jenkins, you've always been above board. Yeah, I don't play with any of the stuff. I'm like, look, I'm a nut. I'm like, I do a wacky show. I do stuff that annoys people to no end. I put sound effects in my thing that drive people crazy. But I don't, and the things that I don't do are, I do everything I can to minimize bias in anything I talk about. So I insulate myself from the manufacturers directly when they want to send me stuff, and I tell the truth. I just tell you what I think, and you can, and I'm okay if people think I'm stupid, crazy, wrong, And I've had believe me, read some of the comments. It's like I say one thing, and there's 4 guys down there telling me all the things that I got wrong, and I'm like, well, maybe. Mayhap yes, mayhap no, as Stephen King would say in a book. But it's what I hear. And does that mean I have golden ears and you guys don't know what we're talking about? No, it could mean that my ears are clogged. But I'm doing the show because I like to share stuff and I like to talk about stuff. So if you've got a differing opinion and you think that I'm wrong on the show, do your own show. You can have a show and do what you want. I just think we're having a good time here. So that's that. JTB, anyone heard of the Ross and Rad Zero? I don't. I've heard of them, and Zeos is a huge proponent of the Rad Zero. I have not heard them. They look stunning. They look really cool. And I've heard the same thing. They're good for hard rock and metal music. They're very bassy, is what I've heard. But without having heard them, I got to defer to somebody else for an actual thing. And Woo makes a reappraisal. Reprisal. Sorry. I'm like, what do you mean by reappraisal? Reprisal. Yeah. Woo's great stuff. Woo's great stuff, man. Oh, shoot, I'm not on camera. Dudes, what happened? Did I hit the bar? Wow, what an episode of technical mishaps. I had the mic fall off the boom. I had, I think what it is I normally don't keep the keyboard right here. And if I'm leaning on the desk like this, I can hit the space bar, and the space bar cuts. So I think I elbowed the space bar and I cut myself to the laptop. And we just sat there and stared longingly at Adnan's WA-22 for about 5 minutes. It was like 5 minutes of Woo love. And if we cut to Adnan's camera at his house right now, he'd be like drooling. Oh, just stop, guys. Just stop, please. Too bad they cost $2,500. Everything is relative. Everything's relative. I mean, the good thing they don't cost $5,000. Thank you, Matthew Hilty, for pointing out, by the way, that everybody drink to Matthew Hilty for pointing out that I was sitting on my laptop screen. Cheers, brother. That's too much fun. That's too much fun. That's great. That's great. I wonder how long it was sitting there. Woo, JTB, Woo just got 5 minutes of free advertising. They sure did. Pony up to the director's garage, Jack. Fantastic. Forgot Ringo. Ringo is a phenomenal drummer. There's no question about that. I don't know that I put Ringo in my like top drummers of all. I mean, he's on the short list for the best drummers. There's, he's up there. I don't know that he's like quite to the bottom, and I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? I say that because, and I love Ringo and I love the Beatles. They're probably my favorite band, and they're the core of where everything starts for me when it comes to rock. So, they didn't let him. The other thing is they didn't really let Ringo loose very often. He had one. I think he had one drum solo in all those records. That was on the last one, in the last couple of bars. He's like, "Oh, thanks, fellas." Fantastic. Hi-Fi Boog just ordered those drop Meze closebacks. Those are the 99s, right? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Ginger Baker was praised because he melded jazz with jazz style with rock. Yeah, I'd buy that. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good assessment. And I think that he's great. I mean, boy, you listen to, Sunshine of Your Love and some of that stuff. Like, dude could hammer. Phil Collins was a great drummer too. Yep. Yeah, definitely. He was a Phil Collins. I don't put him on my short list, but I think he's a great drummer. Everybody's got preferences. It's all good. Chef Steve, cheers. Cheers to you, buddy. Matthew Hilty, dude, it's audio. If someone is not telling you you're doing wrong, you aren't trying hard enough. I honestly, don't worry too much. Well, that's the one thing that I don't do on this show. I don't worry. That's why I come out and tell you guys I'm your resident idiot. I'm like, I'm not afraid to be a fool. I'm not afraid to be wrong. I'm not afraid to any of it. None of it bothers me. It's like, I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to, entertain y'all. I'm here to share experience with y'all. I want to hear what you guys think about stuff, because I'm interested in your thoughts. I'm interested in the music you're listening to, all that stuff. Fantastic. Yeah, the director needs a director. Good point. And that's like, dude, you guys are cruel. Stuart Copeland, yeah, another great drummer. Another great, and he was like he's also like a percussionist. The dude can do all sorts of stuff with anything that makes a rattle or a tap. Fantastic stuff. Fantastic stuff. I'm going to run a little bit shorter today. We'll go for another 15 minutes or so, but Mrs. Director needs some help with something, and the happy wife, happy life thing applies. So there's that. But I do. We had some great news today. First of all, Adnan's got himself a new amp coming. When you get it, Adnan, you got to share. You got to come back here, come back to the live show. You got to share what you think. We've got. What else I got? I forgot what I was talking about earlier today. I had good stuff. We had a really good assessment of people fighting online. I thought that was ridiculous. There was for those of you who missed the top of the show, there was a knockdown, drag out, throwdown on Facebook yesterday in one of the headphone groups, and it was over the stupidest thing you've ever considered. It was a knockdown, drag out over over-ear headphones versus in-ears versus closed-back headphones versus speakers, and it got so I've never seen language like this thrown around ever, like in any kind of certainly not in any audiophile forum. I was stunned. Stunned. stunned by what I was reading. So we talked about that a little bit at the top of the show, and then like, and I asked the question, and is there an audio hill worth dying on? And my answer is no. There's not an audio hill worth fighting to the death and insulting people over because you're right and everybody else is just, you know, put your headphones on backwards if you want. It's your decision. Did you guys catching that? Did you catch in that Reel to Reel episode, the part where I had the headphones on backwards for like 3 songs? I just picked them up, thrown them on. Like I'm watching in post as I'm cutting the thing together. I'm going, the headphones not sitting the right way. That's what happens. I had the new toy. Wasn't paying attention. I hope this forum never gets toxic. I think I'd shut it down before it got toxic and just say, not worth it. What do you think of Edifier using Audeze drivers for their closed-back planers and calling it stacks? Sort of think stacks got insulted. I haven't read the story, but I've heard of other manufacturers buying technology from other manufacturers because it's expensive to develop and then putting their own housing around it. That's nothing new. That's been going on for years. I'm for it. I'm like, if you come up with, it's like the guy, you know, it's kind of like basically it's almost like modding. It's like you're modding Audeze headphones or something. Cheers, everybody. And I'm all for it. I'm like, if you got a better idea, if somebody could buy the Audeze drivers and find a way to Meze up the comfort factor, that might not be the worst thing in the world, especially on some of the headphones. The exception being what they did with this headphone back here, the Carbon, that's apparently hung up on my headphone stand. This headphone, the Carbon, this headphone is ridiculously comfortable. It's as comfortable as the Meze stuff. It's an amazing job that it's like Audeze just threw out the script when they designed that thing, and I hope that that's a signal of what's coming from Audeze, if anything. But yeah, if you can read it, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, yeah, because think about how much research that Hifiman does to get those diaphragms as thin as they are, as wafer thin as they are. It's amazing. It's amazing when you think about it, what they do. So yeah, there's and the money it takes for them to get to that, to get to those tolerances, and the equipment and the specialized gear that they have to build, the machinery that they have to build to get them down that way. Yeah. I can see why one company would buy the technology rather than develop it. Probably saving themselves millions in the process. But you don't get to lay claim that it's your tech. So, funny picture of Ray Charles who's blind singing into the wrong end of the microphone. I would put that up right now, but it's probably a copyright violation. That's a good one, though. I think I've seen it. I think I know what you're talking about. Adnan says episode 109 was this Fi, Beyond Your Head Fi, Summit Fi. Loved it. Episode 109. Well, we just did 108, right? We did just 108. I don't count the live shows when I'm counting the shows, because the live shows I'm just turning on the camera and talking to you. It's like it's not even fair. It's like I'm totally cheating. You know that, right? Because this is just me sitting down. We're cracking beers and drinking. Yes. So I don't count those. So we did 108 was the last one. No, 107 was the last one. 108 will be the next one, and that's where we're gonna do the Audio 46 unboxing. And beyond that, we're gonna do the user headphone. And then I got to probably open this one that's coming this week. That's a Mega headphone. So, no analysis though. I'm like, it's going to take a while before I get to sound checks because I've got so much to open. Crazy. So let's see what else is going on. We're going to finish up here in a few minutes. Edifier owns stacks now, so they do what they want, I suppose. Oh, Edifier bought stacks. There you go. I don't know. I don't follow a lot of this stuff. It's like it's too in the weeds, you know. I don't know. Real to real Ultrafy. Yeah, that was it. That was 107, I think. Was that one? Yeah, in fact, I'm sure it was 107. But when I say 107, it's and it's funny because I numbered the shows. This is going back to my TV days, like when I used to do series work. You always put a 1 at the beginning of everything you do for which season or you put a number at the top of your show number to indicate which season it is. So when I started doing all the numberings on these, it actually is episode 101 is actually episode 1. It's season 1, episode 1. So when I actually do the numbering on the episodes for my own file keeping, and this is how much of a nerd your director is, it's actually 1107. So it's actually season 1, episode 107. So it's amazing that we've done over 100 episodes, though. That to me is like the crazy thing. Can you like, how did I get there? How did I get 100 episodes done? Even that's crazy. It's crazy. I never even thought, you know, like it was something I was just playing with, and the next thing you know, we've got like 50 episodes, and then the 100th episode came like that, and I'm like, damn. The next 50 are going to be tough because I'm working like crazy right now. Yeah, I could Google it. I just can't show it because there might be a copyright on it, and then the guy who owns it can try and ding me. Jerks. No, the photo copyrights are strict. Got to do that. JTB is right. I mean, Steve 0108, the real. We're going all over the place. I've got numbers flying back and forth. I'm not sure what we're talking about at the moment. So I expect a new episode in the probably next week. I don't think it's going to happen this weekend. And I've got more chores to do around the house. Got more work to do on the house. This is all stuff that I've been putting off, and I did over the weekend. And I'm still so sore from doing it, from hanging off a ladder. The funny thing, when I put the original security cameras on the house, that's what I did last weekend. For those of you coming in late, is I did big, huge security cameras all over the house again. I had SD. I put up 4K. And when I did this whole thing 10 years ago, I was 45. I was in much better shape. I had been riding a bicycle every day at that point. And now I'm like 55. I'm 2 years past COVID. I got 20 extra pounds on my body, and I'm old. And I'm hanging off a ladder with a couple of electric screwdrivers, you know, drilling in cameras. And yeah, that's just... body doesn't take it anymore. So guys, I'll read the last couple things and then we're going to wrap it up. And then I'm going to help my wife build the pink sofa. You see, that's why we're ending early today, guys, right there. And I'm not blaming her. It's my support. My way of supporting. I should be getting the 45 RPM of Counting Crows August, everything after LP soon. I hope it's mastered well. Yeah, let us know. They're hit or miss. Who produced? It comes down who's producing the 45 RPM. Is it Analog Productions? You're getting it from not Music Direct, but Mobile Fidelity, MoFi. Who does it? That's gonna. If it's MoFi, it could be great. It could be. If it's Analog Productions, you got a little better fighting chance. They're a little better on their masterings. I love both. The Santana MoFi One Step is one of the best records I've ever heard. And then I got the Simon and Garfunkel Bridge Over Troubled Water MoFi One Step, and I was like, take it, leave it, doesn't really matter. Love it if I could put out a list of the best recorded music. In my opinion, I should do that sometime. I'll do an episode like that. That would be the way to do it. Like do a top 10, my top 10 countdown something or other. Desert Islands, Fidelity Records. That could be something to do. That'd be fun. Barbecue chicken recipe in episode 110. Yeah, you know, we got to do something major on those even numbers. That's kind of what my thing. Got to do something big there, and maybe unleashing some recipes is the way to go. Can you imagine? Like the people who don't hang out with us, because we have like, what, 15, 20 people who like generally are here. Sometimes it gets up higher and then it, you know, shrinks down or whatever. Can you imagine if you're like one of the guys who just doesn't hang out much and all of a sudden you turn on this show and it's like a barbecue show? That'd be something. Okay, I'm going to get some goodbye music going. Let me get that out of here. And come on. I've had some technical troubles today, haven't I? God, what a sloppy production. How can you guys watch me? How can you guys watch this show? Okay. Get that going. I want to thank you guys for stopping by the Director's Garage Happy Hour Hangout on Hump Day. It's day after Hump Day, but it's still Hump Day because we're in the middle of a short week. It's all good. Tip your waiters and waitresses. Cheers, everybody. We made it. We're almost through to the end of the week. Make sure you guys are listening to great tunes. Please come back. I got to hear, Nanna, I want to hear about this amp you bought. I want to hear what's going on with you guys next week. I'll try and have an episode out by then. And I want you guys to, you know, just rock on. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you before you know it.